How do you gauge between making sure that there's representation and making sure that there are wrestlers that get opportunities that are deserved?
I see everybody gets the opportunity. Like if I don't see the difference in anybody. I don't see the color, I don't see the nationality, I don't see anything. I see talent. I don't see the difference between men and women. I see talent.
What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a car vlog. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm on the way to work. Nobody tells you today, remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I'm praying for you guys. Good, bad, happy, sad, or just living. You know, I'm just thankful for another day, and I do want to give praise and honor to God and glory. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, the Taking Home Podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics. Also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling, and despite the fact everything that's going on with me almost losing this company, there's still me and my wife's company. February 1st is the 15th show of C3 Ultimate Wrestling's existence. The board put out the flyer. It's called 15, The Takeover. Like I said, not one of the best flyers I've seen from C3. It's very self-centered with the board or whatever, the silhouette in the middle. But it's going to be some debuts. I got a special match. My head is on the swivel because it's the board, so we'll see how that goes. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. This happened, last week, 2 weeks ago, in Bad Blood. There was somebody, they do the media presses after PLEs. So somebody did ask Triple H about the lack of black male talent on PLEs. And Triple H's comments was what I showed you guys at the beginning. Basically, he don't see color, he sees talent. I'm going to talk about that first. Let me just say this. To be honest, I don't think he would have said any answer that would have satisfied the masses. Let's just get this out the way. Anything. Oh, well, wait till you see this, or some people are more talented, or I see talent. Like, there's no way to probably answer that the correct way besides we're working on it. And even if you say we're working on it, people are not going to believe that. They are going to take it with a grain of salt that they're going to sprinkle on their steak. I'm just saying, let's just keep it real. Let's keep it 100. That's just one of those things. I remember they asked Stephanie that a couple years ago about a black champion, and then she said soon, and people was upset with that. This falls into that. Now, as far as Paul, Triple H, that's not a good answer, bruh. I'm not really driven by that kind of stuff as much as everybody, not as much as other people are. I don't want to generalize everybody, so my apologies. But I'm not that driven compared to other people. When you tell a minority that you do not see color, sometimes it's just like a cap. Even people were showing Cody's video years ago when he was in AEW, when he told his wife he don't see color, and then she said, you don't see me. So that's in the same boat. Now, do I think that Triple H wakes up every day or every time he does a PLE and says, oh, we need to have black male or black female talent or minority? I don't think he thinks that. I do think that business-wise, he's just doing business. But my question is, the people who are really upset with that is, what do you want with black representation in WWE and even in AEW? What do you want? That is the question. Okay, if you have 3 black males or black talent on 3 PLEs, then it'll be a problem about there's no championships. We not too far removed before Kofi Mania hit that people was upset that they didn't have a black champion. The Rock will always have an asterisk over his reign as the first black champion because a lot of people basically kicked him out the boat of blackness because he resides in the Isle of Samoa because of what he's done with the bloodline and everything and what he's proud of. Now, it's unfair to The Rock. Regardless, that's his upbringing, but I understand what people say when they don't consider him a black champion. I truly do. It's unfair, but I hear what they're saying. But at the same time, what do you want? And me and Kevin Young Sr., we have done this before. We have said it's not y'all don't want just black representation. You want black wrestlers to be presented correctly, and that'll be the problem. There's a difference between representation and presentation. You can have a black person on there all day, and if they lose all the time, you're going to be upset. Why are they losing all the time? Why are y'all putting them on TV? You see where I'm going? If he loses all the time. What is the point of this? We need this. We need black champions. We need this and we need that. Let me remind you, WrestleMania 40 this year, both nights was one of the most diverse WrestleManias of all time. This is coming from the same company that did not have any black males wrestling for 3 PLEs in a row. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't have known that unless somebody said it. Am I upset with WWE for doing that? No. See, my thing is, presentation is also very important. You have the Bloodline 2.0 who are the tag champs. You have, and Carmelo Hayes, he's feuding with LA Knight, but that's more on SmackDown. Like, can we wait a little bit? Personally, if you don't want to, you don't have to. That's your choice. But I do think that Triple H shouldn't have said that. But also, I do think that more people want something else than that. You know, a lot of people want Montez Ford to be pushed into the main event scene, right? And I do too. But let's be honest. As far as the main event scene, it's all locked for about a year and a half. Do you really think that Cody Rhodes and Gunther are going to lose their belts anytime soon? So even if you have a black talent that you build up to go against them and stuff like that, do you really think they're going to have them lose? No. We got to be honest here. Because eventually, if you just see black talent on PLEs from now on, after what was said, it's going to be a here, damn. Like, here, damn, this is what you want. And then people going to be upset about that. Oh, y'all just doing what we said and y'all was in trouble. So it's like, what do you guys want when it comes to that? Can AEW help you guys with the black representation in pay-per-views? Sure. I mean, they had Private Party. They wrestled. There was a segment with MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Prince Nine, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale. Maybe. I don't think it's going to be the fix that you guys want. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be the fix. Look at the presentation of it. Swerve just had a championship run, was ended by Bryan Danielson, basically doing his retirement tour, and Bryan Danielson lost the title to Jon Moxley, who's dang near doing a skinhead gimmick, mind you, doing crazy stuff, and will most likely lose to an anarchy person who acts like they love anarchy in Darby Allin. Somebody had to break that down to me because I didn't see it at first, but I see it now. Mind you, Moxley has been healthy and been clean for a while as far as wrestling and stuff, and he didn't lose to Swerve. You know, to make a championship reign legitimate, you should go against former world champions of the said company. Swerve beat Samoa Joe, who was a former champion. He beat Cage, who was a former champion, but not an AEW champion just yet. But he didn't face MJF, who was injured. He didn't face Jericho. He didn't face Moxley. Who else? Page, they didn't even challenge for the belt. They did a feud after that. That was on and off, and then Page beat him in the cage match. So, I'm just saying, just think about it. I love to see MVP and Shelton and them on TV or whatever like that, but I don't truly think that stuff is going to equate to the main event scene. I think it'll equate to a one and done thing, to be honest with you. Honestly, I don't think Moxley is going to lose that belt to anybody that's in that. And let's be honest, a lot of people wanted the Hurt Business to stay as a top team and a faction, which they should have. But when it was done, it was done. I don't think they're going to have that same magic in AEW. I don't. If they do, I'll make a video and apologize for it. Because honestly, what they should do, and I'll say this, sidebar, they already planted the seeds about MVP and Shelton being OGs in the game for black representation and presentation. So from the video that I've seen for Wrestle Dream, they should do that. Hey, y'all should be getting on black wrestlers who wrestle and say, hey, we are the reasons why you are here because we paved the way. Because I'm sure a lot of black wrestlers will say that. They will definitely say Shelton Benjamin and MVP, they paved the way. And then when Bobby, who's allegedly signed to AEW, show up, they'll say that to them. So now you guys regulate the black wrestlers and be like, hey, y'all need to join us and stuff like that. Not saying they all got to join or us versus them, but you say that. hey, we are former champions, we are future Hall of Famers. You do stuff like that, that would possibly get more of the black demographic to look at, because most people remember some of these black wrestlers back in the day, especially Shelton Benjamin and MVP, and even Bobby Lashley for a little bit before he left WWE for the first time. So you get what I'm saying? If they could do that, sure, I would be all for it. Hopefully it goes that way, but it is not. Come on now. The one black person in AEW that I feel like is treated right and presented right as she should, it's Mercedes Moné. Now, people hate her, people don't like her, people talk about she got an attitude. Y'all can have all that. She's getting a lot of the stuff that she should have gotten in WWE. I will say that they've done right. Now, I'm not a fan of her wigs. I'm not a fan of her gear, that new gear that she has, and sometimes the stuff is cringy. But to sit here and act like she has not paved the way for a lot of women wrestling, and even women of color, is you lying to yourself. You're upset. You can't tell me, oh, well, she doesn't cut promos well. You can't tell me that Bayley and Becky cut better promos than Mercedes Moné. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can't tell me nothing. You can tell me nothing. Charlotte barely makes it over the promo threshold. You know what I'm saying? But still, y'all can't say nothing. Mercedes be out there wrestling and be doing a great job for the most part. Mess ups happen. Get over that. But still, this is the solution to wanting to see more black talent on your TV screen, or period. YouTube, other companies, they got black owned companies. There's C3 Ultimate Wrestling, there's Ashe, there's old clips from Black Wrestlers Matter. There's a lot of stuff that you can look at if you want to see black representation and presentation. You don't want that though. I don't think a lot of people want that. You want it from one company that you either grew up watching, or you just want that. If you really wanted that, it's there. For example, when WWE was the only thing running and everybody hated the storylines, it was repetitive, the same pushing people, people went to watch New Japan more. They went to watch independent wrestling more. That's how people was looking at people like Ricochet, Kenny Omega, Matt Sydal, the Young Bucks. People went to the independents and was like, well, these are our kings. Literally, they went that helped them people get booked and stuff like that. People went that, and then eventually either main companies try to pick them up like WWE, or AEW came around and scooped all of them up. Do the same thing with the black talent. It's so easy to try to tell somebody what to do with their money, which why it doesn't bother me as much as other people do. It's their company. It's been a white-owned company for years. It's been a family thing. It's owned by people that ain't black. So trying to sit here and be like, hey, y'all need to do this and y'all need to do that, show them where the money is. It won't be genuine, but show them where the money is. Simple as that. Go to the indies. Look at C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Subscribe, by the way. Look at a lot of the black talent. They don't even have to be just black talent. It can just be anything in the minority group, or somebody that nobody will bat an eye to, but you know that they can wrestle. Same thing. Do it like y'all did for Omega, the Young Bucks, Ricochet at one point, Will Ospreay. Look, even what y'all doing for Joe Hendry. Do it and watch what happens. As far as me and I'm concerned, I'm not sitting here holding my breath being like, hey, y'all need to show this and y'all need to show that. For the most part of this year, I think they've done a great job. I think just calling them out for 3 PLEs is a little too much in my opinion. But if that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. I'm not going to sit and be like, you wrong. That's how you feel. My opinion is, I just say just wait and see. Just wait and see. I think, majority of the people is white. And then you probably be upset how your favorite wrestler does get an opportunity, how they are represented. I mean, they're on TV. They're on free TV. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Am I tripping, or is everybody tripping? Or does it bother you? And why does it bother you? Let's talk about it in the comments. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.